Good morning from a glorious, glorious Monday morning. The penultimate day of 2024, and I think I've overdone it. I thought it was going to be freezing today, so I've worn my touring boots, I've got all my thermals on, and I'm sweltering. It's really not that cold at all. But I'm going to head off today to see Danny, because he sent me a message probably 3 days ago now, and he said, Freddie, there's news. I've decided, I think I'm going to buy a new bike. He said, would you like to come with me and pick up the new bike in question? I think there may be a Partex deal or something like that. So I said, of course, any excuse for a ride. So I'm going to meet Danny. He's going to come from Ipswich. I'm coming here from Southeast London. We'll meet at Cambridge Services, about an hour and a half away from here. And then we'll head off to the motorcycle dealership in question to pick up the motorbike in question. I always like keeping these a secret, but then I realize the thumbnail may give it away, so just bear with me on this. But really excited. I think this will probably be the last ride I do for a couple of weeks, and there's good reason for that, and I'll fill you in with that at the end of the video. There are a lot of secrets today, so I hope you enjoy them. Let's go.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. 2 minutes I've been here. 2 minutes, that's perfect.
Oh, that's perfect, yeah.
This is the last ride?
Yes. Yeah, it's a bit emotional actually. I was like, as I was riding up here, I was thinking, God, I've been to some places on this one, you know.
Danny, good to see you again.
You?
It's new bike day.
It is.
And don't say what the bike make and model is. Just say what the genre is and where we're going today.
It is. Oh, what is the genre? It is a.
I know it's a tricky one. Isn't it?
It's a modern classic / adventure bike.
Yeah.
And we are heading off to Wollaston BMW in Northampton.
Good. You know what? You've told us something, but you're going to take us off on a tangent. That BMW dealership. Okay, that would give nothing away. Danny, this is the last ride.
Yes.
It's a KTM.
Yeah.
I'm going to just flip the camera now because I just want to get your final thoughts after.
Yeah.
I can't believe this. It's 2 years of ownership, isn't it?
Just over 2 years. Yeah.
Danny, just give us a sum up. 2 years of ownership, reason for selling it, and has the recent issues with KTM influenced the fact you're selling it?
I'll start with the last question first. So no, and I think all the KTM stuff at the moment I think is sort of temporary, and I think they've sort of restructured and whatever. But I'm sure they'll be back. But yeah, just a bit of a change. The longest I've kept a bike, contrary to my reputation. This one's just over 2 years. I've loved it. It hasn't missed a trick. You know, I've had it for using it for blood biking, used it for European tours, been to Le Mans, been to Germany, Netherlands, Belgium. You know, sort of all over the show, and it's been great. But the thing that we're changing to, which I won't reveal, is quite different. Still similar kind of thing, you know, still being able to adventure, but is more true to me. And I think that it's the kind of bike that when I park it up and walk away from, I will look back over my shoulder and go, oh, I love that. And I love the look of it as well as its function. Whereas I just love the function of this. Final
ride, Danny.
Yeah.
What are your overriding feelings? Will you be genuinely sad to see it go?
I will be sad to see it go. I've had some brilliant adventures with some dear friends, so many memories. But as I started, I was talking to my wife about that, and Nikki, and she goes, that's just a thing. You've got all the memories, you've got all the adventures, you've got all that. This is just a thing. You know, you don't lose all those bits. So it's sad, and because I've loved it, but also excited about what's around the corner.
And final question, Danny, are you excited? New bike day.
Very excited, very excited.
Danny's currently inside getting all the paperwork sorted, so I thought I'll just come outside and let him finish all of that. But we walked in initially, and he walked straight past his bike. His bike is right at the front, and he walked straight past it. I don't think he realised it was outside. So then myself and the salesman had to say, Danny, you walked past the bike that you're going to buy. And then he realised. Initial impressions, of course, I know the bike well because I've ridden it recently, but Danny is over the moon with it. So I'm sure he'll come outside with a beaming smile. And while he's inside, I'll show you a few of these BMWs because they've got the new 1300 GSs and the GSA, the Adventure, behind me. I think it's the biggest bike I have ever seen. I'll flip the camera and I'll start with the big one. Here it is. The BMW GS range. It's incredible to think that even though these are relatively very expensive motorbikes, these are in many countries the best selling bikes in their respective markets. Start off with the biggest one, £25,000 plus for the big GSA. This is the 1300cc GS, but in adventure spec, so it's got an enlarged tank, meaning that you can go further, and you can see how colossal it is. I really hope the camera picks this up. It's this bit here, either side of the headlamp, is one of the widest tanks I think I've ever seen. It's very, very close to car-like. It's got loads of clever features and a lot of practical ones. For example, this is where you put your tank bag. So when you want to fill up the fuel, you don't have to remove the tank bag completely. You can just pivot the tank bag off that. Loads of other clever little bits and pieces, including, I believe, central locking, I think, if I'm right, on the panniers when they're attached as well. It's finished to a phenomenally high standard. Very impressive looking thing, extremely muscular. That is a lot of money, £25,000 to £26,000. I'll move on now to the R1300 GS. This is the non-adventure spec, and you can see how different this bike looks compared to the big GSA. Just take a look at the front of that. And now, compared to the biggest one, it's a colossal difference. I think these ones start at £16,000. And what surprised me with this, for a big 1300cc bike, it actually looks quite streamlined. I was surprised. I thought initially this was the 900cc bike compared to looking at the Adventure because it is so much smaller. And finally, what many people regard to be the sweet spot, the BMW F900 GS. I believe, if my memory serves me correctly, these start at about £14,500. And these are very probably a really nice balance between, yes, the performance, but also a slightly lighter, physically smaller bike as well. And with a 900cc engine, the reality is you're going to be able to do everything that the 1300cc can do. You just won't have quite as much muscle, but for real road and even off-road riding, that will be more than enough. And from a looks point of view, I think I would say that this 900 is my pick of the bunch, because it's got a slightly more old school nod from an aesthetics point of view, the way there's more exposed metal lower down, along with that slightly more traditional headlamp setup. Did we fool you? Not a BMW. Sorry, we're squinting with the sun in our eyes, but we have to because it glistens, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Introduce
Here it is.
it.
Yeah. So it is a 2022 Triumph Scrambler 1200 XE. So,
Mileage?
5,000 miles.
What?
One owner.
What made you get it?
I think, you know, we talked about earlier, is like something that after you've got off it and you've been riding, you've been going whatever you've been doing, and you walk away from it and you look back over your shoulder and just go, I love that. Like this, I love the look and feel of, and this is in no detriment to the KTM, you know, an amazing weapon, amazing, but it's these more retro styling, classic style. These are the things that excite me. And actually, this is an incredibly capable all-rounder. Like this can go and do some green lane and go and do some actual adventuring on an adventure bike. But also, it's a really comfortable motorway bike, and kind of doing some of the, you know, could put a rack on the back. I'll still be able to blood bike with it, like different things like that. But I just love the way it looks and the way it rides.
It looks so good, doesn't it? Your first ride, let's say we've done 20 miles or so. Was it everything you hoped it would be?
And more.
Is it really? Seriously? Oh, that's so good.
It's just right. You know, it's that bit taller, which suits me. I love the flexibility in terms of with the bench seat, being able to move around a little bit more, position, the bar positioning, everything else is great.
Colour combo?
Okay. Colour was
Did you
the
want
one.
exactly this?
It had to be green.
It
had to be this. I think they call it khaki green.
How hard was it to find the one you wanted?
There was only, I think, for sale in the UK, I think there was only 1 or 2 XEs in green. Really? Yeah, there's not, it was pretty hard to find.
We were talking earlier, we're about to run off for a coffee before the sun sets. We were talking earlier about maybe doing, you know, a big trip. And if you were to do a big trip, you would consider taking this.
Yeah, definitely.
Where does that leave the Harley then?
Oh, it's two different things, isn't it? You know, like, so if you took the Scotland trip we did,
yes,
like if I could go back in time, this would be the bike to take, because all those little wind, like this would be amazing, you know, and it'd be so much fun. If you said we're ploughing down, I don't know, to south of France or going this way, or whatever, I'd probably jump on the Harley and kind of go. But it kind of depends. But I think they're two complementary tools.
Congrats. Let's go and get
Thank you very
coffee.
much. Yes.
Let me just zoom in here just to show a few bits. Monza fuel cap.
Yeah, the Monza fuel cap.
The quality of this and the fact it's brushed metal.
Yeah, it's all nice.
That beautiful exhaust, swept up high with.
And you know, the 2021 and later, they did some additional work here to, like the fact that I can touch that and it's okay. I think they used to have quite a bit of heat dissipation issues.
Owners have told me that.
Yeah. But this one is great. It's fine. And that was a change they made from the 21 onwards, I think.
So this is it. This has that protection.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. The nice skid plate. I mean, everything here is standard. You've got the rubber here that you can take off if you want. The quality there, the Triumph and Boss logo. It is a glorious, glorious looking thing.
Yeah.
Danny is over the moon with his new purchase, and I would be exactly the same. We're so lucky to catch it Bike pickup day on such a glorious day. I'm, of course, back home now, and I wanted to show you before I wrap the video something that may be extremely clever or extremely stupid of me. When Monica and I should say, bought the Jeep, it had a broken rear number plate light. You can see it here, it's snapped off. It was just super glued on and it was always going to fail, and eventually, about 5 days ago, it broke, and now you can see the light just dangling like that. So I went on to Jeep.com, the US site, to try and buy this little plastic bracket here. That's it, just a bracket that holds the bulbs on. It's a small plastic thing and it's very, very simple. No electronics, just plastic. It's in pounds sterling equivalent, I think about £48 if you go onto the US website to buy the legit, proper Jeep part. I then tried ordering it, and only US customers can order from Jeep.com. So I try and find the US, or the UK site I should say, to buy the parts, and I couldn't find a UK specific site for parts. So what I did, I called up the local main dealer, Jeep dealership. I called them up about 20 miles from here and I said, this is the part number I need. Can you get it in to your dealership and I'll come in and pick it up? The cost, bear in mind it's about £48 if you live in the USA. The cost for this part, £200. £200 for a piece of plastic. So then I went onto eBay and I typed in the part number and I found an unlimited list of Chinese-made parts for £25 that's just arrived. It's got to be worth a punt. It's just a piece of plastic. £25 compared to Jeep's quote of £200. The question is, and I'm genuinely curious here, is the quality acceptable? And does it even fit? This is what it should cost, £25. I'm fascinated by this. That's it. That, I mean, it looks proper. It looks like just as good quality as Jeep's. Okay, I'm going to try and fit this now. This will be some saving if it works. Just identical. New one, old one. £200, £25. Does it fit? That is the real question. I can't tell you how happy I am with that. It's pathetic, isn't it? But £175 saved. That's amazing. And I'll end on this extremely positive note. Everything fits perfectly, to confirm, literally to the 1/4 of a millimetre. Well, thank you so much, everyone, for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.